I did like gosh, I slept like 1 or 2 o'clock last night, and then I woke up pretty late this morning. It was like freaking 8:30, I want to say. I know I stayed up till 4 last night, and then I woke up at 8:30 this morning. I've just been battling like depression and stuff. Not really battling, but just like sitting with it and learning how to comfort it and console it and actually listen to it and see what it's trying to tell me. I got my Rediksha beads. Finally knotted enough to where I could wear them, but I don't think that they're done correctly. Either way, they're meant to be worn for 40 days. And I've been in Isaiah 51 this morning, which is about the everlasting salvation for Zion. But the one that I stuck with the most was Isaiah 51:1. Listen to me, you who pursue righteousness and who seek the Lord. Look to the rock from which you were cut, and to the quarry from which you were hewn. And hewn means like what others worked for you to not really achieve, but to be. Like you hewn a diamond kind of thing from the rough. But look to the rock. Listen to me, pursue. Look to the rock from which you were cut. It's like, does that mean look to my family? Does that mean look to my parents and where I came from kind of thing? Because we're not exactly, we're not, I'm not really sure why he wants us to look away from him in that sense, is what it sounds like to me. But let me read the other translations of the Bible. Well, I guess the translation says, where is it? Okay, in Hebrew, the rock to look, Yahweh, you who seek righteousness, you follow after to me, listen. I like that it says Yahweh. I'm not really sure which word that Yahweh covers. Look to Yahweh is what that says. No, the rock to look Yahweh. So, and I remember Yahweh is a breath. So I'm thinking that just sit with the breath, but then also considering where you were born from, and then listen, from which you were dug out of the pit. Could definitely mean from where you come from kind of thing. Because like, I had not my family, I love my parents. They did the best that they could. My background is kind of messed up, however. And it was a pit, it was a dark hole, and I just felt completely trapped. And I fought tooth and nail to get out of there. I'm going to say, well, they kind of kicked me out at 10. And I was all over the state of Texas at 10. It's not that they kicked me out, they just like didn't know what to do with me. And I wasn't a rambunctious child. Hey, I was really, really sad. And I had like a dark and skewed view of the world. And I wanted people to love each other, and then people were just so mean. And my parents were so mean to me. And I was like, what is this? I took everything personal. I was a very, very sensitive child. And I'm still a sensitive person, but it's just from the pit of which you were dug, from the hole, and from which you were hewn is what the Hebrew translation says. And I just found that really, really beautiful. And then he goes on and saying, look to Abraham, your father, and to Sarah, who gave you birth. So like, basically look to where you were worked for. Look from like where either you dug yourself out of, or just God dug you out of. Like God legit picked me up and put me here kind of thing. In Austin, and I came back to Austin. That's my 4th stint in Austin, also my longest stint to where I've been anywhere in the world, to be honest with you. And I consider Austin home, but at the same time, like it's just getting darker and darker every day, and maybe I'm doing grid work here because I saw one of my people that I follow. He's like a rainbow light warrior, I guess is what he is, but sunflower wildfire or something like that. I don't remember his name, but he was talking about how like we're the rainbow light warriors are assembling kind of thing, and then I looked into Isaiah 51 this morning. And then, well, I guess the lift your eyes up to heavens. And I was even thinking, like, does this mean that he wants us to look to our past? Because he told Leah, I want to say, but Lot's wife, so like, don't look back because I pulled you from there. Like, you're going to turn to salt if you do that, and you're going to become embittered. And so, why would he want us to look to that? Hi, Maynard. Wie geht das du? But then it also goes into, listen to me, my people, hear my nation, instruction will go out from me, my justice will become a light to the nations. But the lift your eyes to heaven, in verse 6, look at the earth beneath. Lift your eyes to heaven, look at the earth beneath. I think that just means to be the center, be the groundedness, to be centered at all times, be balanced. And if that's what God is telling us to do in Isaiah 51, and he goes on into those the Lord has rescued in verse 11 will return. They will enter with Zion with singing, everlasting joy will crown their heads. Verse 12, I, even I, am he who comforts you. It's just talking about how, like, mere mortals, what can mere mortals do to us? The cowering prisoners will soon be set free in verse 14. Like, I'm still kind of faced with depression and stuff. And I feel like I'm not really a prisoner of depression, but I feel like, he who is set free indeed. He is set free by the Son. But he keeps saying to rise up, Jerusalem, you who have drunk from the Lord, from the hand of the Lord, in the cup of his wrath. The double calamities have come upon you. Who can comfort you? Ruin, destruction, famine. Like, he's just. But then he also goes into, I will put your torment the nations. Therefore, hear this, who afflicted one, made drunk, but not with wine. Verse 22. This is what your sovereign Lord says, your God who defends his people. See, I have taken you out of your hand the cup that made you stagger. From this cup, and I'm thinking that might actually be sobriety, the cup that made you stagger. From that cup, the goblet of my wrath, you will never drink again. I will, in verse 23, I will put into the hands of your tormentors. I will put it in the hands of your tormentors. But I mean, like, I'm thinking that also might be why he calls us to be balanced, because why would he want to, if God controls everything and what everybody does, then why would he make our tormentors, unless it was to make us draw nearer to him and to make us be centered in him, is what I'm now thinking. Because in verse 23, I will put it in the hands of your tormentors, who said to you, fall prostrate that we may walk upon you, and you be made your back like the ground, like a sheet, like a street to be walked on. Because I've had multiple people that just kind of did that to me with my finances, even though I had none, and I spiritually hugged one today, because she was pretty tormented. I'm not really sure why she tormented me, especially as like a class leader and stuff. And I don't these things I don't understand. These things I'm not really, I guess, meant to understand. Put your glasses on. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, Jank. Let me clean them off first. I usually put them on whenever I'm reading, and then my eyes just kind of fix themselves with the Bible. So, but I still love. Listen to me, you who pursue righteousness and who seek the Lord. Look to the rock from which you were cut. Yeah, that kind of just means the family. But not only does it mean family, the rock to look Yahweh. So look to Yahweh, because we all are cut from Yahweh. We are all cut from love. We are all cut from righteousness, basically. And that's why God calls us back into righteousness with this Bible. And I'm thinking that the deal that's wrong with the churches today is that they forgive sins and stuff, but they also kind of don't really want to seem to do the work to prevent the sins any longer. Those that are in power seem to just want to remain in their power by keeping, kind of like the way doctors are taught to give people prescriptions and stuff, and because there's no money in the cure. And I'm feeling that that's what churches kind of are today. It's tough to say, but as I'm saying it, I feel lighter, and that there's truth in this. The rock to look, Yahweh, you who seek righteousness, you who follow after me, listen. From the hole which you were dug from the pit, into which you were hewn. Let me find another translation. That's just one of my favorite.
1983.
Oh my gosh, the Hebrew translation was just unfathomably beautiful. Let me find the other translations though, because there's different verbiage. Oh, it's over here. New International. Listen to me, you pursue righteousness, and you seek the Lord. Look to the rock from which you were hewn, and cut from the quarry of which you were hewn. New Living Translation. Listen to me, all who hope for deliverance. And that's what Yahweh is the hope of deliverance. Look to the rock from which you were hewn, the quarry of which you were dug. Like somebody had to work for you to get out of that. Listen to me, who follow righteousness. In the King James Version, you who seek the Lord, look to the rock from which you were hewn, and the hole from the pit which you were dug. Your American Version, listen to me, you who pursue righteousness. What? Oh. Look to the rock which you were dug, from which you were cut, and the quarry from which you were dug. NSAB. I want to see the Message. Where's the Message? Because I like that one. Amplified Bible. That one's usually pretty good too. Listen to me, you pursue righteousness, right standing with God, who seek in inquire of the Lord. Look to the rock from which you were cut, and the excavation from the quarry which you were dug. So, yeah, look to your past, but then also know in Yahweh the breath. Return to the breath, but be centered in the breath while looking into your past, because that's wise, because he wants you to be centered. So be centered in the breath. Because I watched a really, I said this earlier, but I kind of was all over the place, I guess. I don't know anything about Rainbow Light Warriors, but I know that they're coming out from the Hopi tribes. The legends of the Hopi tribes are coming alive today. Hear me, in Aramaic Bible in plain English. Hear me, those who were running to righteousness and are seeking Lord Yahweh. Gaze into the mountain from which you were cut, into the pit which you were hewn. And see, whenever the mountain from which we were cut, the piece of cloth that we were all cut, I feel like it's love. If we're all cut from love, then look with love. Look from Jehovah and from Yahweh. That's what I'm thinking that actually is. But from the pit in which you were dug, from where you came from, look how far you've come, is what I'm thinking that actually translates to. And verse 6, I love, lift your eyes up to heavens and look at the earth beneath. And for some reason I just was screamed at balance. be the balance, be the center. And that's why we're here on earth, is to, like, you know, stand on earth, but then also to look to the heavens from where our help comes from. Tonka, hearken to me, fall off the righteousness, seek the Lord. Listen to me, pursuing righteousness, seeking Yahweh. Look attentively to the rock. You have been hewn. Look attentively to the rock which you were dug. I'm thinking that that is the family. I had the book of Reason, the page of the book of Sight, oh, really? Where'd you get that from, Ghengis? Because I'm really wanting to, like, find all the other books and whatnot, the other ancient scriptures and stuff. Do you like it? I mean, because I thought that the Enuma Elish was a great book, but then it went really, really fast, so I wish it was like a way to, like, a cross-reference or to research it and stuff. Young's literal translation. I haven't heard of that Bible before. Hearken unto me, pursuing righteousness, seeking Jehovah. Look attentively unto the rock, ye have been hewn, and unto the hole of the pit you have been digged. Huh. Why don't they have the Message Bible here? That's so weird. And Ephesians, well, I guess Ephesians 2:11 and 12 was, wherefore ye remember that ye in the beginning times past Gentiles in the flesh, who were called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision of the flesh. So, like, yeah, I do remember where you came from. Do remember your past. That's what I'm thinking that is. And also with Genesis, oh, the look means, okay, now I'm understanding how this page goes. So the look refers to Genesis 17, 15 and 17, when God told Abraham, your wife's name is not Sarai, it is now Sarah, for she will be a mother of many nations. And that's what this is about too. And that's what it says in verse 2, look to Abraham your father and to Sarah who gave you birth. Because Sarai was meant to be barren. And then because she was meant to be barren, Sarai also gave another woman to Abraham, because they wanted a child of their own. And they were impatient with God's word and timing. Strange thing to say, but okay. You have to be corrupted. I don't think I'm going to be corrupted as a thing. I'm looking for the Message Bible, though. To know God fully, get the Ethiopian. See, that's what I was actually gonna start, like, researching, but, like, the only way that I can find it is on YouTube, I guess. So unable to afford it right now is the other thing. And the only jobs that I can do are also jobs that I know God has yet to call me to do. I don't think He wants me to do, because it talks about not doing that stuff in the Bible. But then the jobs, like with my yoga job, the reason why I went to the yoga classes was because I was wanting to get a job with these people, and then, like, last minute, they're like, yo, you failed, and we don't want you here anymore. Bye, basically, and which really broke my heart. But it's, I know that my steps are lighted by God Himself, and even there, I think that that's what it was. Is that I came back from death, and it pissed them off because they know they have yet to experience yoga in that sense, or like they've yet to experience any of that in that sense. And I'm gonna assume that they were just jealous. That was the one who was put on my heart. Whenever I kept reading, where God was saying, "I'll put you in the hand. I'll put my cup in the hands of your tormentors." I don't want my torment to be going into anyone else. I would rather my torment just like end with me, and then for all of us to come together as one, as because we're all cut from the same cloth, just as 51:1 says. Look to the rock from which you were cut, and the quarry from which you were hewn. I mean, that means we were all cut from the same rock, the rock of Christ. And I don't understand why people, even as a baby, I didn't understand why people were so mean to each other. I guess to make themselves feel better, but how does that make you look better? How does that make you feel better if you're an oppressor? It should make you just feel worse if you're an oppressor. Let me find the Message Bible though, because I like that translation. I love this. Proverbs 15. It sounds really dark, but I love it. But the Lord detests the ways of the wicked, but He loves those who pursue righteousness. It's very comforting to me. And the thing with pursuing is another thing of being still, which sucks because I'm very fiery, and I'm learning how to be still, and I'm terrified to be still actually. But I know that on the other side of terror is what beauty has. And where is the Message translation? Ooh, listen means to hear intelligently in Hebrew. To pursue, chase, persecute. Ooh. So let me see. The Hebrew translation of this is listen to me. Oh, no. Okay, so to hear intelligently, near with among two, to pursue, chase, persecute, the right, equity, prosperity, to search out, to strive after, Lord, the proper name of God Israel, to scan, look intently at, to regard, near with among two, a cliff, rock, boulder, refuge, and edge, to cut, carve, to hew, to split, square, carry, engrave, query, engrave, near with among two, a perforator, hammer, perforation, to query, to bore, so the weights where you came, pick and dig. So I still can't find looking for listen to me, you follow after. Oh, okay, maybe I can do it here. Bible Message. Strong is pretty good, isn't it? Alphabetical listings, faithful version. Message. Did they not have the Message and DuckDuckGo anymore? What happened? Oh my gosh. Hebrew. Parallel. I mean, I'm just gonna do Hebrew because I like Hebrew. I feel like it's closely related to the origin. Well, I can't understand Hebrew, so that's neat. The German Bible. into the rock, the implied argument is that the wonder involved is the origin of Israel is as ground of faith and restoration of perpetuity. The rock is, of course, Abraham, the pit, Sarah. Solomon to protect you. Why do you see Dinah in me? I think I actually do have the seal of Solomon. What are you doing, Midas? Isn't Dinah the one who like drank a lot of wine and stuff? I haven't drank for like, Jesus, 3-4 years, I want to say, and I really don't. I have no. See the whiteness. Yeah, but I did used to have the seal of Solomon. She is pivotal woman in scripture. Oh, really? Huh. Neat. Yeah, I used to have the seal of Solomon. Actually, like I got it from a place called Ancient Mysteries out here, and before they went under, and somebody stole it from me. So I don't know why. Well, I guess I'm gonna say I gave it to the universe, but then I will read about Dinah. Then I think I'm gonna read about it right now. Oh shit! Oh my gosh! Thank you, Ghengis. I do relate with their past, though. That's for damn sure. But nobody really comforted me afterwards. So. All right. Well, I guess I will go ahead and dip. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and, since I've already been on this all this time. Come on, why are you falling apart now? I was actually studying on Jacob and Isiah yesterday. That's interesting. I'm going to get into the Declaration of Non-Consent then, while we're here. I don't know why I did. Let's keep putting that up. Here we go. We are the source from the all source. We are sovereign. We are free. Declaration withdraw consent and non-consent. Publishes public notice August 19th, 2015. Collaboration of work by various authors for unrestricted public use into a reclaiming of individual sovereignty by one's individual intent and will. The following is to be declared in effect via the spoken word. This is my freedom from. This is my declaration of freedom from all control, AI beings, and authority structures that interfere and harm against my sovereign free will. Let it be known that I withdraw consent. I terminate all contracts of agreements concluded by third parties regarding myself, and herewith return all liabilities and karmic implications to the contracting parties on all levels, dimensions, time, and timelessness. I withdraw consent to having any human being, corporation, living organism, machine, entity, person, secret group, or their representatives, or superiors, or employers, or on and off-world allies, or anyone working for or with any of the above to spy, to look into, to watch, or in any way invade my privacy for any harmful reason. Privacy is defined as my own unique personal life experience. I revoke, I withdraw, and I retract all harmful agreements for all my body's parts, fragments, atoms, DNA, cells, etheric essence as an entirety of being, as an entire universe that I am, on all levels, dimensions, time, cycles of times past, present, and future, on all levels of existence, for all my bodies, from the core being of the one that I am, to all my bodies across all universes, even in the folds of time and space where much is attempted to be in hiding. Each experience of my being is for my personal growth and development. It is not for corporations to seek profit from. They are not to be manipulated and controlled by any person, entity, corporation, government, religion, machine, being, except myself. These experiences, which are part of my unique life experience, cannot be used by any other human being, entity, corporation, group, in any other example, or someone or something that is not myself, that in any way that creates money and or capital for profit or control, while stimulating, degrading, or negatively affecting my living being. The monetization, collateralization of my personal energy and personal being, myself, for the purpose of buying, selling, owning, or controlling, is forbidden under any and every terminology, language, contract that is in being and has been used to control and manipulate my personal energy and being. The monetization, collateralization of my personal human body, which houses my unique DNA, that is my private domain, for the purpose of buying, selling, owning, or controlling, is forbidden and banned. The buying, selling, owning, and trading of my soul energy or my unique human body on or by any stock exchange, financial institution, corporation, government, religious sect, organization, in this world or any other world, is expressly forbidden and banned. The buying, selling, owning, and owning of my unique and personal DNA, physical body, energy, consciousness, anywhere in any universe, any dimension, astral level, time, or world, is forbidden and banned. The harvesting of my energy by any group, organization, corporation, government, religious sect, astral entity, galactic being, or anyone who is not myself, is now forbidden, banned, and barred. Whatever the form it takes, my energy is my own creation, and I do not consent to having it harvested for others to use or to profit from. Such buying, selling, and controlling amounts to slavery and is forbidden and banned by me under my own sovereign free will and law that I impose. I withdraw consent to the use of nanite technology, parasites, or any type of infectious diseases, infectious technology, whatsoever, whensoever, wheresoever, now in the past, the present, or the future, to be used by any physical body, mind, consciousness, or soul, whilst I'm living here on earth, or any places inside or outside of space and time, which its forces can influence one's being. I withdraw consent to any type of mind control of these events, intelligent technology, implants, physical, etheric, astral, living, or non-living to be used on my living being, my physical body, my ethereal body, my electromagnetic body, my astral body, my light body, my Christ body, my consciousness, or my soul body. In any way that, in any, our consciousness or soul in any way. I withdraw consent to the external creation of dreams when I'm asleep. I withdraw consent to any other human being, living being, entity, corporation, government, religion, entity, machine, dimensional being, entity, entering my consciousness on any level at any time ever, if the intent is to bring harm into myself or unlawful or harm into another entity. I withdraw consent to any type of frequency wave currently being used or historically used to target my private and clearly designated unique human physical body, etheric or astral bodies, my DNA, my cells, my mind, my consciousness, or my soul in any way that is negative. This includes any type of exotic, secret, covert, earth-based, or awful-based technology, which includes locations on the moon, asteroids, or other undisclosed places being used that projects pulses, sorcery beams, or waves of any known frequency, which is meant to be detrimental to human mind, body, consciousness, or soul. I withdraw consent to the use and effects of fluoride in the drinking water, in addition to gently modifying the food grown for human consumption. I withdraw consent to aerosol sprays being placed in the air that I breathe, nor to program being certain of music I listen to. I withdraw consent to do not accept any program placing audio and video images I'm exposed to, nor to program being inserted in music I listen to. I withdraw consent to do not accept any program placing audio and video images I'm exposed to. I withdraw consent to negative manipulation of the weather and the poisoning of the earth, because these acts are harmful and unhelpful to myself and to others. I withdraw consent to the use of psychics, occult magicians, archons, demons, and negative spirits, or any entities of mental energies, or any forms of frequency or harm or attack against my living being or bodies, or use my bodies to inflict harm upon others. I withdraw consent to exotic machine-like robotic technology, either physically, etherically, or astrally implanted, used in a way to track, to hold, or to torment, to attack, to abuse, infect, or harm my body, my astral body, my light body, my Christ body, my consciousness, or my soul body, at any and all levels, at any place, at any time, my consciousness, on my soul, at any time, any place, for any reason. I withdraw consent to any deception being used on my living being at any time, anywhere, which creates any negative outcomes concerning the health and welfare of my own personal body, mind, consciousness, or soul, also known as my personal living being, or to my free will, my prosperity, my wealth, or my happiness. also described as my life. I am using my sovereign and lawful will and intention to clear an order that no energetic can deceive me personally in any way that affects me harmfully or negatively without any no treatment with any human being, corporation, government, religion, entity, machine, whether on this planet or off this planet, is valid if that contract or treaty in any way affects my life, my mind, my body, my conscience, or my soul in any measurable, negative, or harmful way. No treating me by anyone anywhere is valid if it clearly affects my living and breathing being, my life, my happiness, my prosperity, and harmful and negative without my full and comprehensive, transparent consent to said or stated treaty, even if I personally am not party to such a treaty. This includes all corporate treaties or contracts, as any treaties or contracts must be awful and interdimensional. I remove all prior consent to deception, harm, enslavement, or control of my living being, my physical body, my ethereal body, my electromagnetic body, my astral body, my life body, my Christ body, my consciousness, or my soul body, and any and all levels. Any previous contract or perceived consent or any form of tacit or assumed consent is now completely null and void, forbidden and banned upon all levels of existence. Any contracts made during any of my previous or all void incarnations that involve gross deception, gross violation, trickery, micro-troll, black or cold storage practices are all here and now made permanently null and void. No contract or signed or agreed to either in writing or assumed such agreement as concerns incarnation in which shape or form but this earth is valid, regardless of any perceived amount of space, time, physical dimension, or otherwise, as transpired since that original contract agreement was begun. If any of my previous consents or contracts which are party involved me being under duress and were made as a result of deception, they are all now deemed invalid. If any of my previous consents or contracts involved intention to me to serve another selfish agenda or purpose, those too are all now invalid. Any person being corporation, government, religion, entity, machine, being consciousness in which you form a contract or mission treaties with me, like my living being, my physical body, my ethereal body, my electromagnetic body, astral body, my light body, Christ body, consciousness, or my soul body, must do so in complete transparency with every single piece of that contract, consent explained in full detail, with absolutely no missing information or obligations left unstated. It must unexplained. It must be written on full, my fully conscious approval in wet ink signature. Public notice to urge criminal harm to appointed caretakers or leaders, including earthly visitors, whom are their supporters and superiors, any being, entity, corporation, government, religion, machines, or person aligned anyway with any of these beings. If any such things as listed above are being done or ever were done, then those acts occur without my consent will be considered deception and are void and null. All tacit or presumed consent by me for any act of doing done by another person, being, entity, etc., that affects me in any way that I perceive as negative, harm, and control my free will whatsoever, whensoever, wheresoever, is hereby now permanently removed, challenged, and denied. It is denied to any and all beings unless the current contract or G has been negotiated with me personally. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice principal is notice to agent. No further notice is deemed necessary. This is now both written and recorded unless planet Earth guide upon all world, dimensional, universal records, multiversal even. If any human being, entity, government, religion, corporation, group, this planet, Earth, Gaia, any dimension, any universe, any perceived other level of existence wishes to form a contract or mission treaties with me, my physical body, ethereal body, electromagnetic body, astral body, light body, Christ body, they must do so face to face in this physicality that this human body resides in on this planet in full acknowledgement and agreement of my free will to choose to do so only in the agreement written in this declaration. I have the right to my own sovereign free will to update, to change, or to modify the declaration anytime. So, I just wanted to say thank y'all very much for showing up. Y'all have a wonderful day. Much love, one love. Bye, guys.